Hello and welcome to my in-depth video on the UCS AT-AT 75313. It comes with 6,785 pieces and 9 minifigures, which is pretty impressive for a UCS set. So I'll be talking about the set, the design, the value, the minifigures, and the interior, because as you can see, this set comes with a full interior, which I was not expecting, nor was I expecting 9 minifigures. So to start off with the box art, I do like it. I did kind of prefer when they did it with millimeter focus with the background. I think this one could have gone well with that. And I think the way that they moved the AT-AT, like writing below the head, doesn't look great. But other than that, it looks pretty cool. You can see the 9 minifigures on the top of the box. I do really like that side picture. It's like the front on image of it. Back of the box, there's a lot of features. So I'll talk about those more in a second. But you can see the interior, and yeah, you can also see the back of the set, so it's kind of cool the way you can see the back and the front, so it kind of looks like it goes through the box. And yeah, you can see a bunch of features, which I'll talk about in a second, and you can see the interior. Black and sand blue does look really nice. I don't know about the orange though, that's slight criticism of the set. So starting off with these 4 pictures that you see. So you see the interior with your 2 pilots, and it does actually look pretty cool. You can see like people running away. Then you have the head of it, and it's not bad looking, like, because it's quite an old film, you know, it won't look perfect. And then you can see somebody hanging from it, and somebody, well, look, cutting it. And well, next are all these wee small details. So it is 69 centimeters, 27 inches wide, and 62 or 24.5 tall. Massive. It's actually minifigure scale, which is something I'm really happy with, because for mock builders, this is a brilliant set. You can buy this, you can put some snow speeders in with it, and a bunch of the winter wave, which I will talk about more in a minute, are going to go well with this. And I think Lego has done this really well. I think Lego's marketing team did a pretty good job on this part. So it is £750, $800, and the same in euros. Very expensive. Some of the pieces are massive, and I can understand the $800 price tag, and I think the scale of the set kind of makes up for it. One thing is though, with the amount of space you get in it, because you know, like the UCS Millennium Falcon, it would probably be about the same height if you put it on its edge, but that's full. This has like massive gaps between the legs because some of the parts are bigger, and the technique, and I think maybe, like, I know this wouldn't really be a factor Lego considers, but the way that they would have taken a long time to design this, because I know people have been asking for this for ages, and Lego said no, we can't get it to balance, and I'm guessing they've had many iterations of this. Probably it doesn't affect it, but I think that's something you might want to consider. Also, because it's branded, Star Wars is always going to be more expensive. So 9 minifigures, pretty ridiculous. 4 of them are snowtroopers. One of them, well, another one's a snowtrooper commander with 4 dots, and 2 AT-AT pilots, not bad. And then your 2 main minifigures in the middle. Start off with your AT-AT pilots. Really good minifigures. I do like the sand blue and the red and the grey. It looks really nice. It all comes together very well. And I think the detail, there's no extra details, there's no arm printing, which is kind of disappointing. I think with a UCS set, you might expect that, but then with the 9 minifigures, that kind of cancels that out. You can see there's 2 of them, and they have nice faces. I think that's something Lego's done quite nicely, is added in a bunch of faces. And then we have General Veers, pretty good minifigure, almost the exact same, except for dual-moded legs from the 75288. But it is still a nice minifigure. The sand blue would also go well with your AT-AT pilots. And I do like his like helmet, well, not really helmet, but anyway. And his second face is kind of a frown. And I do like the way they include like the microphone coming down for his side, and a pair of binoculars, which are probably pretty accurate to what you'd get. Next is Luke Skywalker. And well, pretty good minifigure, not very different. Think it's slightly, the middle section doesn't look to have as many like colours on it, it's more sand blue, and I think that's maybe the only difference I can see. And but also faces, so you've got the one with, which I quite like, where their like goggles are up, so then it doesn't suggest that it would come with a hairpiece because the goggles are up, whereas without the goggles at all, It should. So Lego's done that smartly for them. And then your second face of the goggles down also comes with a lightsaber and a thermal detonator, so you can recreate the scene of him chucking detonator into AT-AT. Next is your standard Stormtrooper. Do like it. I don't know if there's like the wee circle on the left part of his torso. I don't know if that's new or not. I can't remember seeing it before, but anyway, 4 faces, not bad, I don't think. Then we have the Snowtrooper Commander, which looks the exact same, minus 4 dots. You can only see 2 there, but you can see here he has red and blue, which would be, I'm assuming, the Imperial code for Commander. He also comes with a face, which I'm all these faces I believe have been used before. I remember this one on the Inferno Squad, one of them. So next is the minifigures good enough for an $800 set? Yes. Probably could have done with arm printing. That would have been good. I think just arm printing would have made it much better, maybe slightly more exclusive. But because they don't include it and they're still pretty good, I'd say yes, but they could have been slightly better. So onto the set. I'll talk a bit about the interior first. So you can see here that it has a massive interior, 38 chairs. So I'll talk a bit more about the Snowtrooper Battle Pack and the link in there. But you can see here the interior. So you can see your 4 minifigures sitting down, and there's one with an E-Web blaster. And there's 2 speeder bikes and 2 E-Web blasters, and it has space to store 4. So yeah, pretty impressive amount of interior. You can also see those stickered panels. Really wish they'd been printed 6x6 panels. If you mess it up, it looks really bad, and that's something I think Lego should have maybe took into consideration. But yeah, you can see more of the interior here. So you can see it here, it looks pretty good. And then I do like this image, so you can flip up the panel, which I'm guessing is accurate, I don't know. And then you can blast your E-Web out there. I think that's something nice. They've included some playability features, and I don't think a kid would be buying it. And then you can see your 2 pilots and General Veers. And well, it does look really nice. So you have 2 seats for them, which are actually pretty good, and then 2 spaces to hold blasters. Him standing behind there, and then you have that circular thing which is on the other side, so I'm guessing that's a door through the neck. And well, that's pretty cool. I do like it. It does close, and all the minifigures fit. You don't have to like sit them down at all or anything. They all do fit there. And the panel, I do like that panel. It has a nice sticker, kind of annoying, but still it looks kind of very simplistic, but it does the job. And yeah, the rest of the interior, your 38 chairs in sand blue, and then you have space to store everybody's blaster as well, and that's pretty impressive. And you can also see there's like that ground section as well, which is clear, and you can see that there. And also there's a ladder, like that's pretty good detail. You can kind of see it in the shadow there, and you can't really see it there, but you can see where it would be. And the ladder there, pretty good. And also there's like these weird fuel things I think are pretty impressive. The colours are probably not accurate to what they would be in the Star Wars universe, but are pretty nice features for just a kind of random Easter egg. So you have your 2 speeder bikes at the back, and they have racks, and you can store your E-Web blasters. And these are interesting. They're a new design, and they're really, really good, and they're pretty accurate, and that's something I think a lot of people maybe weren't expecting. And you can see them there, so there's a lot of details. It's really nicely curved. Probably not minifigure scale, but they're closer than what they have been before. And you can see your E-Web blaster. So the thing is there's going to be a battle pack, a half battle pack, and it's going to be probably the same things. Apparently it'll come with a stud shooter on the E-Web blaster and like a snowbank. But you can build up like a really good half scenario. If you're going to fill all 38 chairs, you get 5, and then you get 3 per battle pack. So it would take you about 12 battle packs if you just wanted to do snowtroopers. And it would be different for scout troopers, so 12, and if they're $15, so that'll be another $180 if you wanted to fill those all up with snowtroopers. And well, that's $980 for the full thing, but also you could just buy 2 of these and that will give you enough speeder bikes and enough to make it look like it was semi-full. But that's a pretty nice carryover. Also the half ATS, because it's minifigure scale, and that one's supposed to be 60, which is slightly more than it normally is, so that one will probably be minifigure scale. And they've done this really well, just kind of mixing in a bunch of sets together. And I think mock builders would be pretty happy. I'm guessing there'll be a few half mods coming soon with all of these. Anyway, you can see a lot of the features here. So the opening panel, the underneath of it, the legs moving, or how they move, like the turrets that go back and forth, and the twisting of the head. Starting off with these turrets, they go up and down. That's really good for posability. Kind of annoying with the, like you see the blue bits, they kind of stand out. There only is one other colour, which is tan, which would have stand out a bit less, so maybe it would have been better had they gone with that, but that's a fairly easy thing to switch in. So you can see here, person's reaching into the back, so there's like a wee knob where you twist it and the head moves side to side. It kind of looks like it's leaning because the weight of it leans forward already, which doesn't look that bad. It kind of looks more accurate because it's less likely to be facing targets that are on level with it. So you can see here, you see like the black bit, the free technique knobs just in front of the chairs. That's how you twist it so it goes left and right. May I just say, the neck doesn't look bad. Like, I thought it would look terrible. I thought it would just be a really badly technique done if they wanted to move it. And it doesn't look terrible, so that's quite good for Lego. I'm kind of surprised that that's something they managed to do well. You can see here, so this is the interesting thing. This is how you adjust the legs. So the legs are fully posable, 8 different like joints you can twist, and this stands behind the plaque, which I think is a nice use of the plaque because they're generally just there. Also, there's no way to attach the plaque to the set, so that's, I suppose, some way that kind of ties it together. Do you like the way they included the Imperial logo? It does kind of give it slightly less, looks like it's just a random thing they added in. So you can see there, that's one of the joints, you'll twist that and then it'll go back and forth. And then the leg joints, and it is really impressive the fact that they managed to make them fully posable. And yeah, quite impressed with that. Also, the nice way that it moves up and down is kind of much easier access for that. So, onto design. It's really cool. There's a few flaws which I'll address in a moment, but it does look really nice. The front on view looks really threatening, and can you see what I mean about the blue parts? They just stand out really badly. But yeah, this just looks a really nice angle. The back angle is not as impressive. There's detail, but it's not like really, doesn't have anywhere near the same effect. But yeah, this is one of Lego's many images of it in display. There's like 49 images overall, like 20 of them are of this. And well, like, you don't even need half the background, you just need it to be this side. So, kind of, I think Lego for their adult sets maybe take a few too many pictures. But yeah, you can see it here, pretty impressive. And then that's like why, anyway. See there, the head. I do like the impressive details. You see behind the head, the three like angled pieces. I thought that was to cover the curve, but it's actually accurate because there's 3 angled lines there. So that's something that Lego, I suppose, kind of did pretty well. I think the set could be better in the panel studs ratio. I think the areas that it's panelled off, it's entirely, and then the studs are a bit too concentrated, so I think they should have maybe evened that out slightly more. But yeah, you can see it here. This is a really good image with all your like extra things you get. So that shows only one E-Web blaster. I think you get one, I'm not sure. I'll see if any of the other images show 2. But that's it more zoomed in, so your 9 minifigures, your 2 speeder bikes, all your other things. Also can read some of the details of the plaque, which I'll do now. So UCS driver yards, manufacturers 22.2 meters high, 60 kilometers per hour max speed, so pretty slow. And then weapons are a bunch of random things. Capacity: 1 pilot, 1 gunner, 1 commander, 2 officers, 40 troopers, 4 speeder bikes, and 1 metric ton of cargo. That's pretty accurate, actually. So there's 40 troopers, and there's 38 seats, and then 2 of them could stand. 4 speeder bikes there. You could fit 4 speeder bikes in. E-Web blaster to count as your cargo. 2 deck commanders, not really there. And then your like commander and 2 pilots. So it is really accurate. Surprised. That's the thing with the set being minifigure scale. They actually went all out on that minifigure scale. So underside of it, you can kind of see here, it's pretty nicely detailed. There's a panel you can open to tuck the thermal detonator in, but the underside is nicely detailed for what you'd expect. You can kind of see what I mean about the back panel being very concentrated, studded, and then the middle part being very plated. And it would have been nicer had they integrated the both of them to make it slightly more even spread out. You can see here him hanging there. It's a really nice image. And you can kind of see the panel. So top of the screen, slightly near the middle, and you can kind of see a hinge piece. That's where he chucks it in there. And then you can see it kind of rotating here, and the panel which you attach there, and this image here of the interior, and this one here. Did forget to mention, I'll mention that now, a bunch of these images are from Solid Brick Studios review, so I'll link that in the description below if you want to check that out. And I do think this could work. Be nice coffee table display model. Don't think it works on shelves very well because it just takes up the whole shelf. And you can see there, it's like the height of two of them. So, yeah. Interior, it does look really nice when you kind of open the interior. Like, if you kind of set it up middle and then half of it on display and the interior and the other half closed, which looks really nice. And you kind of see it there. That looks pretty good. And the building process, I'm sure, would take quite a while. And you can see a bunch of like the pieces. One thing is, I think Lego I think it's fair enough, but something that's slightly annoying to me is when they always have the adult ones so neatly, like all the parts are neat and done, then the kids ones are just a mess. And I think that's slightly, I kind of like it when they do the messier ones because it gives you a better idea of the parts. And you can see it here again, just a really nice set. And yeah, this is the previous 75288 AT-AT. It's like 150 pounds, $150, 130 pounds, I think. And you can see it here. It's pretty good. There are a couple flaws with the new one, which I'm just going to discuss now. But yeah, you can see it side by side, it's massive. And there's a couple flaws with the new one, mainly the top of the joint that connects it to the body of the legs. That circle panel doesn't look nice, and the bit next to it doesn't look nice. That's kind of the biggest flaw with the model, but probably would be not too hard to fix. But you can see it here. It's a massive model. Like the length of the mini one is like the same as the head, and even referring to it as the mini one kind of shows how massive this one is. Anyway, is it worth the price? If you like the AT-AT, yes. If you want a massive Lego set, it is probably the better choice. I think it's slightly, Millennium Falcon's more iconic, but this one kind of grabs your attention. I think it's slightly better. So yes, if you want to buy it, it's a good set to buy. Can't really recommend any other set more than this one. Maybe Star Destroyer. Star Destroyer is a pretty good set as well, but it's much more length and a lot less height. Do hope you have enjoyed this video. If you do want to see more about the 2022 rumours, stay tuned and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.